sorry, a few minutes late. So sorry. I can't stand for the week. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, justice for all. The video and approval of minutes is on. Video. We have no new business, right? No new business. And continue on to old business.
So you see two policies on the agenda today. The second one was there because I was anticipating a question from one of our school committee members, but there actually was no question that was forwarded. And the information that Andrew, legal had given us for advice was stick with the regulations, even if they're outdated, that's what we have in place. And then to, I think, Mr. Tetz's point, the reference for the regulations are now on this document as well. I think that one really we don't have to touch. We can go on for a second read. That's really what it was planned to do. But so we can go back up to the first one, JV service animal policy. The next one, when we left off, we were sort of still processing all of the information, and there was a couple of questions that were asked, and I hope I got to them. But one, I know Mr. Haywood was asking about insurance needed, and then the second question was, are we able to notify parents or families about a service animal being in the classroom or building the school? So the first question about the insurance is that the legal advice was to leave the policy as is. It stands with the American Disability Act forward, and that doesn't need to be addressed. And then the second one, but he did say if there are any changes that we should run it by him, but I don't think he's anticipating that. And then the second one, as far as notifying parents, he said he did not have any problem with that, but we just are never to use a certain particular student or course.
Yeah.
So that could be added. We wanted it, but it sounded like that wasn't an issue.
Allergic or that trauma, we had talked about potential trauma too, of having a dog or something like that. Or the pony, which is adorable.
Right. So maybe take a few minutes. I don't know how much you processed the last time, just to refresh your memory, but you know, if there was anything more that you wanted to add, or where you might want to add something about notifying parents.
So we didn't officially throw it in there that we're notifying schools.
I thought we'd discuss it. I thought that was our issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just love that with the exception of miniature horses. Yeah,
Just make you smile.
it does. They're very cute. Here's the miniature horse house.
Oh, so I did learn a lot about that. I guess they can be.
Okay.
Yeah, they can be trained like that.
It's the research you do.
Okay.
We just put it in general, right? Because that's more geared towards the wording of the school portion of it. Yep. Everything.
Did you say you added the insurance
I
piece?
didn't.
It's
No.
because I see it,
Recommended
but I see
that they
something
have liability.
Right.
Yeah, that was it.
that was already there. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't touch it.
Does any of this overlap at all with the therapy dog, policy or no?
No, I think
Completely
the
separate.
dog is completely separate.
So, okay.
Yes, I think the general seems more towards the school, trying to get everyone's more towards the person.
But I just kind of wonder if it should go with the requirements. Because I wonder, well,
But the requirements to the person,
Yeah.
bring your dog, right?
right, I think it's more on the requirements than.
Right, and that's why I said school officials may verify, that's what some check when the general account school's gonna do.
So
Right.
the third paragraph in general, at the end, we could put it there, or do you think it's somewhere specific?
Unless you want to call out. Unless you want to call it. Go it all.
Can you remember what, it's what, like, I guess, the inner working with the school? Instead of general?
I think in general, it's fine, I mean, I think it's part of the process, I don't think it has to even be called out, I think, honestly, I think principals are gonna wanna do that anyway.
Yes.
We don't have the notice on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're thinking the third paragraph under general, maybe the last line saying something to that effect unless it can fit somewhere else smoothly, but you tell me what you think. School officials may verify that an animal qualifies as a service animal by asking whether the animal is required because of disability and that work or task the animal has been trained to perform. If it's not readily except for otherwise specified in this policy, school officials shall not inquire about the nature or extent of an individual's disability or require the individual to provide documentation that the animal is a service animal. To protect the individual to adhere to guidelines surrounding service animals, the service animal will be our best or similar article designating service animal status. Like we call it principals or school leaders, whatever, I don't know what the right term would be.
Just administration
Administration.
will alert the school community to the presence of a service animal.
Is it, would it be easier to just leave it off the policy and make it just
Procedure?
procedure protocol?
Absolutely. You guys, you've one building. What do you think?
Or just putting it in the policy, give it
Make it,
weight,
yeah, across the board, everybody has to do that.
so that if, people know that, they'll be alerted.
I think for consistency purposes, so
Yeah.
like it's not buildings are doing something different because it's up
Correct.
to interpretation.
Yeah, I think I like Darlene's point that, if it's facing families, they'll not have to wonder if they're gonna get fined, they'll know.
Right.
Is it in the eyes of the closed?
Family, should I say families?
How about just the school community?
Yeah, because that includes
Because
staff
that
and
includes
parents, because there are
parents.
staffers that are allergic or have
Yeah.
issues as well, Therapy cat, how about that?
They're
Very high.
They're so me too. Terrible.
Can I leave it at that, or do I have to say anything at the school building or a school or classroom level, or does it matter?
Let's see.
I'm usually gonna make bigger. That's too big, sorry. No, it's okay. School community, sorry. Just so you know.
I mean, it's very nice.
No, it's not.
Just change of to about. I didn't like it in. Probably.
Does Google ever have to correct you?
Should have probably.
I don't listen to AI.
I
I mean, Occasionally, like, obviously, like anybody else, I make mistakes and it'll underline red. So I'll go back and, fix, but
Doesn't work.
no, I don't listen to AI. In fact, I hate it now, whether you're texting or typing or whatever, it's trying to anticipate what you want it. Well, autocorrect is a problem too, because it doesn't always correct things properly. It's not the word you want, but just like, it's trying to anticipate what you want next. And so you see all the stuff down and
I
like,
know, I hate that.
it's so annoying,
It's so.
no, stop it.
Get through that
No.
thought process without telling what you want.
Is there,
It's like the old days, no, I was just gonna say, it's like the old days with Microsoft Word and clicking. It looks like you're writing a letter.
Oh, I know.
was there anything else, like at that last meeting? I know you're still processing the whole idea, but like, was there anything else you wanted to put the minutes to look at? Anything change?
No, that was
No,
really the only notes
think
I had
that's-
on here.
yeah,
And it does, like I said, follow very closely to the American Disability
Yeah.
Act, so I feel like,
so if we're in compliance with that, then
so would this be okay for the committee to set all our first one? Yeah. And then the second read will be our, physical
Oh, restraint.
restraint. Yes, introduction. Let's do that. Okay. So that is the agenda for today. We have a couple of things. I think so. We will talk about too. Your agenda, I'm sorry, I don't mean to jump.
Yeah. How do y'all feel about taking July off?
sounds good.
Especially since it's about the July week.
Oh, yeah.
I'll see you, so, yeah.
That's it.
I'm gonna be.
Gonna be somewhere fun or?
We don't have it. Well, that's nice. Well, we don't have anything pressing to look at.
At this point, no, we don't.
That's
We
good.
don't either, because last July I ended up.
Still at least in August before school starts.
Yeah.
If we needed it, yeah.
So
So
are we
August fifth?
planning for August, yeah, that's my question.
Yeah.
Good,
We start.
make sure
Yeah.
everything's.
So Tuesday on
Yeah, that was the fifth, yeah. 4:30?
4:30, good for everybody?
Not gonna lie, it's 4:35.
4:35.
You said meetings at 5:00.
Yeah,
but
we
that
did.
doesn't really work for.
I don't know, you're thinking that would get me very fast, it might get me worse, fine.
So that's August
Fifth.
4:35.
Shut up. No, not on this.
All right, weekend and then I'm going away on Thursday. So Tuesday. That's good.
Because it was public comment.
We don't have anything for public comment, no.
No.
Oh, do you want to mention that? Yes. Do we need to? I mean, just for transparency, I think it will be important for the committee to know that. I mean, remember there was a question by, I think, one of our public commenters about the, protocol for safe schools and
Yep.
ICE and, and wanting to know about being a policy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah. But, yeah, so it came for us, we all know what the Attorney General had put, and then we said we'd reach out, and then we reached out again to Andrew just to verify if it was public knowledge and or if we need to do policy so for public knowledge, we are adhering to the Attorney General and it is not public.
Right, it's an internal protocol, so we will be keeping it internal.
Yeah.
We can't share.
Called based on state
State
regulations.
issues, so when it's.
Correct.
So that we forwarded an email
Right,
to.
yes.
And they were okay with that?
I think she's on the right side of things that she wants to protect
Yep.
students, but yeah, and I think her legal advice is he wants to keep it as a protocol.
It's a protocol.
Yeah, makes it make sense.
Oh, absolutely. Because things change.
We just thought maybe we would make it a
Awesome.
statement.
Like even it's like meetings at the falls, the teachers.
Yes. Yep.
They attend the vote.
Yes.
All right. Well, yeah, okay, it's more. Okay.
So now listen publicly, and we have nobody here for public comment, and that was our announcement, we're skipping July, August. Okay, I think that's it. All those in.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Favor.
There you go. That is.
Yeah.
So